Hi guys, as I'm doing this video, the song that comes to my mind is a song by one of the country music legends called George Strait, who sang a song I think 2 years ago titled God and Country Music. I know that many people who follow me probably know me on the two worlds. I mean, there are people who follow me because they love my country music, and there are people who follow me because they love my gospel music. And there are those who wonder, who get lost in between and wonder, like, why can't this chick stick to one lane? And, I've even been inboxed by people who say, Esther, you're so good in gospel. Can't you stay on that nini and stop the country music? There are also those who say, like, you girl, you're such a country music star and this is your line and all that. And I want to tell you guys that these two worlds mean so much to me. And I'm not doing this to justify anything or to, to tell off anyone, because as you grow musically and as you mature up, you become big enough in your heart and in your mind to hear out everyone, the critics, the cynics, the haters, your fans and all that. And so this is just a video I'm doing out of my love for my fans and my followers, and also because I feel the two worlds are important to me. And I would want my fans to borrow from the two sides of me, because clearly I have two sides. Like, there are people who see me singing Kikuyu music and they're like, what? Is this the same Esther we knew singing country music? By the way, the music that opened doors for me to even be on the radios and on the TVs, the music that opened my very first doors in the media was country music. And so when I was getting to be known by people, they knew me as the maybe Kenyan Dolly Parton and all that. All this time I was born again, by the way, so people would not think that I can actually sing Kikuyu. In fact, most people never knew that I'm a Kikuyu until when I sang my gospel Kikuyu songs and they made their way to the airways. And people, so many people would come to my inbox, like on Facebook, asking me, Esther, are you the same same singer of Munyamaruri and the country girl? So yeah, I would say yes. I'm Esther Konkara, the country girl, and I'm also Esther Konkara, the worshipper. How comes? People may wonder. Now, when George Strait sings in the song Country Music, God and Country Music, he's actually not trying to say that God and country music are equals. And also in this video, I'm not trying to say that God and country music are equals in my life. They are totally not. I'm only saying that God has his role in my life, and he's the pillar of my life for sure. And I have grown up as a girl who has been brought up by Christian parents, and I have my Christian values that have meant so much, that have put so much values in me. And spiritually, the depth that I have is because my parents took me to church, and I've grown up as a musician, even in church and singing in the church praise and worship and Sunday school. And so that one means so much to me. And I can say without any fear of contradiction that being a gospel music is a calling, that something that God put in me to go out there and preach the good news through music. Back to country music. I grew up in the countryside, first of all, and so the countryside means a lot to me, with all that it stands for and all that it has. I'm one of those people who don't fit so well in the city, just like Don Williams says in the song, "Oh Lord have mercy on the country boy," because sometimes when you're a country, you can't fake by there being country. It's not something you can actually fake. People who love country music knows what I'm talking about, because country music is something that I think you're just born country and your soul stays country to the end. For me, I borrowed this love from my late dad, who loved country music so much. The music we grew up listening to in our home is country music or gospel. There was no any other way. You would either be listening to Dolly Parton, Jim Reeves, Ken Rogers and all that, or the radio would be tuned to Kikuyu. And we were not allowed to listen to secular music in our home. Actually, that's funny, because country music, of course, is not purely gospel. And my father loved country music so much that he infected us with that love, especially me and my sister. We would listen to the country music alongside my father, and country music has given us so much value. So why, first of all, I loved country music is because of the sweet melodies and the guitar. It's country music that inspired me to want to become a guitarist. And country music has these melodious tunes that just take your breath away. And if you're a musical person, you can just tell there's a beauty of music. You may not even understand the lyrics. I know so many people don't understand the lyrics until we sing them to them, and they're like, okay, your song, that's what it says. So for me, I fell in love first with the guitar in the songs and also the tunes. And then later on, as I grew up and I started understanding English, I would relate so well with the storylines in the country music. And I can say for sure that there are so many values that country music songs have. And so many of my life philosophies and my values have been derived from things I have listened to in country music. For people who may not love country, because I know they are there who wonder, like, what is this you guys actually hear in these songs? And I tell you for sure that country music has a lot of positive vibes. I mean, country music is music that talks about the value of family, love, loyalty by friends. And I listened to country music for so long until I could internalize every song. Like any song that plays for me, country, I can tell you what it's saying, even if I'm hearing it for the first time. And that's a special gift, of course, because not many people actually get to understand these songs. Sometimes you hear them on radio and you don't really get, okay, huyu msee anasema nini, until we are singing them, and then people will say, hey, imagine leo ndio nimejua that song we inasema nini. For me, it's actually a special gift, I can say that, because anyway, singing country is not even easy. It's not for everyone. I know that people who are even very melodious singers, not all of them can sing country. And so I just say it's God who gave me the gift, first of all, to understand the songs and also to be able to sing, and also now to know how to play them. So country music has taught me the value of something like hard work. There are so many songs in country music that talk about working hard and just not being a person who depends on people or being lazy and all that. And a lot of country songs will tell stories of hardworking parents, people who worked so hard maybe to see their children grow up. And another thing that country music taught or teaches us, those who love country, is to love our humble backgrounds. In country, I doubt if there's any other genre of music where people talk about like where they come from and their humble beginnings. I don't know, because I'm not into so many other genres, but country, I know that people talk about their humble backgrounds without shame. For so many people of us in this generation, people want to fake it and to pretend that like you come from a good family or like. And I remember when I was in high school, and I would those days it was shameful to actually say that you come from the countryside. Like if you say the name of your place and it's a village, like a village somewhere, people would like make fun of that. I remember for me particularly, when I went to high school, and I would say that I come from Deya. Deya is a semi-arid place to start with, and that time Deya was a very backward place, like totally backward. We had no tarmac roads. We had no, some of these resources were very scarce, like water. Sometimes we would be drought stricken and all that. And it was just a poor place. It's not something people would want to say loudly, like, I come from there. And I remember people had even this nickname of Ndeya Ngombe. So when I used to say in high school, I come from there, like, girls would laugh. They're like, Mali kunaitangwa Ndeya Ngombe, like. And I was not feeling any shame for me, because I grew up listening to country music and people like Dolly Parton telling their stories through their songs, where they came from and how like their dads worked hard to raise maybe 8 children and all that. For me, it was so natural to just say where I come from without any shame. And I have learned that this is something about us who are country. We don't feel shame about where we come from, no matter how poor or backward or whatever. These things are just in us, and that's our identity, and we don't feel shame. And country music has taught me that you can come from a very poor place, you can start so low but end up being great. And the values in country music, things like the love for your family, the love for your parents, no matter how they look like. I remember there's a song by Alan Jackson called Home, and that song, we listened to it with my sister and my dad kitambo sana. And he used to say that there's no other place in this world that I can call home. And he would tell that in that song how his father spun his knuckles working hard. I think he was a mechanic. And you listen to that song and you feel the pride of a son priding in the hard work of his dad, even if he's just doing a lowly manual job. And for me, I relate so well. I am the daughter of a carpenter. My father rested 11 years ago, but he was a carpenter. And a carpenter may not be a very honorable job, but I know that my dad did it with all his heart to raise us. Amid so much poverty and beating so many odds, even to educate us, to take us to school. And so country music actually takes me back to the love of my father and how I saw him working so hard and raising us amidst so much poverty. You know, we come from there as a married place. Then we were very bright in school, but we were poor. My dad didn't have much money. You know, country music like taught us to be strong, to just believe in ourselves. I remember my dad used to believe in me so much. He always dreamed that one day I'll become a musician. It is so sad because he rested before I became the musician that I am today. And I'm so sure that if people up there usually see us or have a glimpse of what we become, he must be so proud because he believed in my star long before the world knew who Esther Konkara was and if I have any talent and all that. And country music teaches us about even loving God. So many of the country music guys are God-fearing. You can hear it in the lyrics. You can even see it in their lifestyles. And these people have this love for God that they keep professing even in their music. Much as country music is not all gospel. Of course, there are love songs and there are breakup songs and there are divorce songs and all that. But in every country music, once in a while, you'll hear the people talking about their love for God, how they went to church. You know, these people have grown up in those villages, maybe there in America and other places. And they have these setups where they would mention the small town churches and the Sunday school folks and all that. And these are things you hear even if you're in Africa, a place like here, Kenya, and you're like, wow. So even in another part of the world, these kind of things that are in my life are there. These kind of situations are there. So country music has really taught me to love God, to be so close, even to value sacredly my hometown church, and to just remember the values and all the good times we used to have back there. Another thing that country music focuses on is true love. I know there's so much secular music today that talks about, you know, that kind of advertises other kind of things like fake love and using women and, you know, using girls and a lot of obscenity and women as sex objects. And country music is kind of different because the country music songs that are about love will actually talk about faithfulness and fidelity. And I know people like Ruben Kagame, who is my mentor in country music back here in Kenya, can attest to this, that in country music you will hear songs that are actually talking about being devoted and being true to your one, whether it's your one woman or your one wife. Songs like Vows, Go Unbroken. I know there are clients of mine who have called me to sing songs in their weddings and in their anniversaries and memorials. And there is something about country that just tells you that true love exists, that it is possible to be faithful. There are some of these country songs that talk about a couple that you know, a song will begin when a couple has just married, like the song by Alan Jackson called Two Young People. What's the name of that song? Living on Love. Yeah, he starts where like this is just a young guy and a young girl and they fall in love and they start without anything, but love is all enough for them. And you know, the story goes up to when now they are grown up and they are old and kids have gone away. And these are things that are beautiful in life. It is good to know that somewhere someone is reminding you that true love is possible. And like other kind of, I know there are those dirty music that people love, and I don't want to mention them because I don't want to look like I'm fighting any genre of music. But I know there are music that we just talk about girls as sex objects and talking about being a player and having so many girls and women. And even men, you know, there are songs nowadays that are talking about people using men for money, you know, for good life and upkeep. And that is not country music. Country music, they just talk about being loyal to your one, being truthful, even teaching your kids to just look at you parents and know that love is possible. Ruben Kagame and I met because of country music. And I remember when I wanted to become a country singer, And my dad kept telling me that Reuben Kigame is a Kenyan. And then I would hear now Reuben Kigame singing other Christian songs like Tunaomba Wep. I would wonder, like, how is this possible? This guy sings country and now he's also a gospel singer. So this is possible for me. Like, I don't have to backslide to sing country music, you know. And so Kigame and I have done so many concerts together where we actually call them couples nights, or married people and dating couples events, because we are advocating for family values that are long lost. And when I meet up with someone like Kigame, who comes from another generation, of course, Kigame is way older than me. I call him my dad because he's up there, like the age of my father. But we bond because country music has values that run across generations, things that will just remain classic, things like true love, the love for family, even remembering all people who have died. In country music, there are so many songs about people who have loved ones who have died, and we keep their memories and remember all the values they passed and all the memories we shared with them. There's a country song also that talks about just being like, marriage is not easy, of course, and few country music songs will tell you that divorce is the way to go, or like a breakup, like quitting. Country songs are just telling you that stand by your man, like ukae na hii kitu mpaka to the end. There's a song by the guy is called what, Paul Overstreet, that says, I come from a long line of love. And these songs, he says that one day when he wanted to marry and he was afraid, like, will I make it in marriage? And he went and asked his dad, do you think I'm ready for marriage? And the dad tells him, now, son, you come from a long line of love. I mean, my wife and I have been together for all these years. Your grandmother and your grandfather have always been together for all these long and all that. And so he tells them, it is in your fiber to love to the end, to stay strong, to not quit marriage. And when I listen to a song like that, and amidst today's world where divorce is the order of the day and breakup, and people will marry and break up tomorrow and it's okay. And country music takes you back to that time when marriage was a real thing, a sacred place to be in. And people would work for it rather than work against it. Everybody would encourage you to stay strong, to be wise, you know, to build your home. And those kind of songs actually make you remember that marriage is not an easy thing, yes, but this thing is doable. There are people who have done it to the end. There are people who have withstood all the challenges of marriage through ups and downs. In another song titled Remember When, he recounts their bad and good moments, and he says there was this time, you know, we fell off, then we loved again. And it is good to be realistic and know that marriage may not be easy, but others before us, our parents, our grandmothers, and all those people before us have done marriage successfully. But in today's generation, because we have few elements of inspiration as far as marriage is concerned, you listen to the media and some of these stations are always talking about, you know, so badly of marriage that you even wonder, do I want to get married? And when you listen to country music, it takes you back to the basics, like the very foundations of a good marriage. And as I keep saying, that music is therapeutic, and music can influence your life choices, the way you live, the decisions you make. And for me, country has done it, because most of the values I hold so dear, I derive them from country music. And just as George Strait says that God and country music, they tell you the truth. Country music will tell you the truth, however hard it is. Some of these songs have a lot of philosophies inside them, some hard facts about life, things that may not be sweet to our ears, but they actually the truth. When somebody tells you, like, I know there's a song by Reba McEntire where he says, I'll keep on loving you. So in that song, that lady is saying to her daughter that marriage is not for the weak. You know, marriage will keep having ups and downs and all that, but I'll keep giving it my best. I'll keep trying. Even when we fall out and fall back, I'll keep trying it, because, you know, that is how love is designed. And we want these positive messages in the world, especially in this generation where people are just doing whatever they want and they have thrown rules out of the window. We need something that can once in a while take you back to the basics of life, to the good things, the things that matter. There are so many things that people are chasing. There are so many wrong wrong ways of doing things that look fashionable, and they look trendy, yes, but they are not it. Country music will tell you the truth. Country music will take you back to the basics. And I'm not here to actually preach that country music is everything. Of course, it's not. I'm only saying that for me, country music, the love for country music has really shaped my values, has really shaped how I view life. I am able to know the things that matter. There are things that I look at deeply and I know this is what matters and not this. Country music has songs about anything. There are songs about terminal illnesses in country music. And Brad Paisley in his song, "This is country music," and we do, he says that you don't hear the word cancer in most of these genres of music, or old tractors or old country roads, but this is country music, and we do. And in that song, he says that country music, we sing about anything. We can sing about our brother that we lost long ago. We can sing about a love that didn't end up so well. We can sing about cancer. In fact, there are many songs about cancer and about life terminal illnesses and being strong. I even know there's a lady who was a very talented country musician called Joy and Lori. They were a couple and the lady died of cancer a few years ago, but you can be shocked to know that throughout her illness, she battled cancer with such brevity. That girl would sing on her sick bed, and she would sing songs of inspiration, like loving God to the end. And she would actually sing songs for her husband, telling the husband that even when I'm gone, you're gonna be okay. Very emotional songs. You listen to those songs and you just want to be a deeper person, to not just see life so shallow, in a shallow manner. Country music teaches you to be a deeper person. Country music opens up something in you that a lot of music may not. And in country music, we learn to be so in touch with our emotions, like very raw emotions. Some of these emotions are hidden most of the times. Emotions like grief, emotions like regret. There are country songs about someone maybe who messed up and they lost a good woman or a good man, and somewhere along life they meet this lady, and he's just telling her, like, I know I messed up, I lost a good woman, and I envy the guy who got you. Country music has that avenue for us to just be so real and to just be so open with ourselves and with other people. You will hear country music. I know there's a country song about someone who sang for her ex, who was now dead. It was a tribute song. And even in death, this woman sang for this guy, telling the guy that, I still loved you, and you're one of the best things that ever happened to me. I know this cannot happen in many of these other genres of music, but in country music, people are so real. People say it as it is. We don't hide what we feel. We cry, we grieve, we laugh when it's time to laugh, and we love life in all its craziness, and that is why country music is so rich and it remains classic. Why? Because some of these things in life never change, like true love, marriage will never change. The love for our children, the love for our parents, it doesn't change. And in country, you will hear a lot of this. And sometimes I wonder whether in heaven, the songs we shall be singing will be country. I don't know, but I feel like country, it just has this eternal kind of feeling. Like there are things that will just remain valuable forever. In fact, there's a song, kuna mtu aliimba a song, I think it's titled Jesus Must Have Been a Country Boy or something of that sort. I don't remember the title, the author of that song. However, I'm only saying that things that have shaped who I have become, things that are so dear to me, some of them I have derived them from country music. And now when it comes to God and I have been, God has been the pillar of my life. Like everything I am today is because of God. And I know that country music has opened doors for me in the past. Internationally, I have traveled 3 times internationally just to go and sing country music. And that is God giving me that gift. God says that a man's gift will open doors for them and even sit them with great people. And I am glad because there are even pastors who call me to even sing country music in their events. I have sung in graduation ceremonies, I've sung in memorials, I have sung in weddings, I have sung in, church anniversaries, and I'm grateful for those people who don't judge me harshly and think like, this girl, she can't be born again and be singing country. Country is good music. I love God so much, and I'm born again, and singing country has never made me backslide. Of course, I have my reservations. There are places I can't sing in, and there are things I can't do. And it is God who give me that wisdom to know where to draw the line. But when God gives you gifts, it's because He wants those gifts to benefit you. For me, I say that country music is a career and gospel music is a calling. And God has given me a sense of balance in both, because I have been doing them successfully, and I feel satisfied and I feel so fulfilled because God gave me good gifts. The Bible says in the book of I think it's the New Testament, I don't remember that verse, that says that God is the giver of all good gifts. As in, like it says, all good gifts come from Him. And when God gives you gifts, it's up to you to be responsible and to know how to use them to glorify Him, to serve fellow humanity, and also to benefit yourself. And so when God gave me the two sides, Esther Konkara the country girl, Esther Konkara the worshipper, He knew that the world needs my gift. Different categories of people will need my country music, and other people will also need my gospel music. And for me, I feel so blessed. Alan Jackson says in his song, "To do what I do," that there are so many people who'd give anything to do what I do. And I feel him totally, because singing country has been my life dream since I was like a small girl, and today it has come true. And I've met so many people across this world because of my gift in country music. And I still believe the Lord will open more doors internationally and locally and across borders. And as I wait upon Him and as I continue being faithful where He has placed me here, I just want my fans to know that everything I am is because of God. And every value I have, every life philosophy I live by is because of the kind of music I have grown up listening to, and the kind of lifestyles I also see other people up there. Those people are superstars, and some of them, most of them, are very emulatable, if there's a word like that, because these people value families. Some of these people have been married for so long to one spouse, and that is admirable. We know that celebrities rarely keep families, and there are so many scandals in marriages and controversies. But I've seen a few country singers that I can emulate as far as, their love life is concerned. They're just keeping it cool and just being drama-free and just being sober. And my fans, I just thought I would share that with you. And don't forget to give me business, because country music gives me business. I perform in corporate functions, I perform in private parties. You may have an anniversary for your wife, a birthday party, and all that. I'll be so glad to come and sing country music for you. For the pastors who still believe in my ministry, who call me to their churches, to grace their occasions, to minister even on the pulpit, I'm so grateful for seeing the gift in me and giving me the platform and the opportunity, and for believing in my ministry. Keep on praying for us. Remember to subscribe, to share this video, to give me your comments, and also to encourage me, and to share this video with others. You can win for me other subscribers. If you're already a subscriber, you can share with your friend, invite them to become my subscriber and my fan. God bless you. I thought that is something you may want to know about Esther Konkara, the country girl, and Esther Konkara, the worshipper. Thank you for watching.